Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is Married to Medicine, Season 4, Episode 6. It's my problem, and I'll throw it down if I want to. It starts off with Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. They're talking about what happened at Dr. Jackie's event and how terrible it went. So Dr. Simone says like, yeah, so have you been speaking to the other lady since it happened? Yeah, no. No, of course not. Why would she? Because they ruined it. And when I say they, I have to be very specific. Lisa Nicole and Dr. Heavenly, regardless if it was intentional or not, we know it wasn't intentional, but it doesn't matter. Their actions speak louder than what their original goal was. Oh, excuse me. And Toya's talking to Eugene. Toya's like, oh, I want to throw a big birthday party. Each year we throw this big birthday party, and trust me, we remember those birthday parties. It's funny how all these storylines become recycled regardless of which franchise it is. There's always that couple or those couple of people on each show that go through financial issues, and they're the ones that always had the extravagance of this, had the beautiful and amazing that, and then now they have to come back to earthly accommodations, and that's what's going on with Toya and Eugene. So Eugene's saying, yeah, I'm working, so that's why you're not seeing me that much, and you're not going to see me almost at all. So here's how this is going to go. You need to go and figure things out, because we cannot afford a big birthday party. She's like, it's a milestone. I understand, but when it's my birthday, I'm not doing anything. You better not do anything for me either, because we don't have the budget for it. She said, well, you know, I would never not do anything for you. I'm thinking, look, you were part of the reason why the both of you are in this financial situation. So let's stop the games here. You know that he's the one mainly working, one, because that was the initial agreement, and two, you like being the housewife, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to make sure your house is in order, and you shouldn't be in that house to begin with. But no, I'm going too far in. Dr. Jackie, of course, is talking with her friend slash assistant, and Lisa Nicole's coming, but her friend just wants her to know, do you think you can handle this? That's not what she said, but that's what she was trying to say. You know, with Lisa Nicole doing the foolishness at her event and partially being the reason why it got messed up. It's like, look, I'm a professional. I'm here because she's my patient. The friendship stuff, as soon as we leave outside, I'll curse her out. But it is what it is. So Lisa Nicole, of course, she does her due diligence. She apologizes for, I feel like she did the usual, I'm sorry. I know how to apologize to someone. Trust me, even when I know I'm right, I still apologize anyway. It makes things a lot easier. I'm sorry that this and that happened and that I was a part of it. Not, I'm sorry if you were offended or if you were hurt. What's this if thing? If? You know. And if you're wrong about what you're apologizing for, it's fine. At least just accept, saying that you'll accept all accountability on your end. That's all that someone in general needs. Now, the thing is, her husband was supposed to come, but he didn't. Ugh, gross. Gross word. I should have chosen a different word. Her husband did. He put the stuff in the cup, and they did the test. Apparently, he is more than above average, which makes sense with regarding to his sperm count. The issue is he's not there because this was their consultation for the results, and Dr. Jackie's just like, so what's going on? Well, we had a fight. You had a fight? It's like, oh, well, you know, potentially bringing a kid in, that usually stresses out a couple. She said, no. When she's pregnant, he's great to her. Dr. Jackie caught it, just like the rest of us. Oh, so is that why you're doing this? No. I'm doing this because I want a baby. I'm just saying that he's definitely goes above and beyond when I'm pregnant. And then even afterwards, after I give birth, we're good. It's just, you know, sometimes he can be a little in his feelings and a little selfish and immature. I'm looking at this like, I know both of you love each other, but clearly Lisa Nicole puts more into the relationship on the outside than he does. That's the fact. When I say on the outside, that just means that we see her doing more than him. I'm sure he's in the back around doing a lot, and that's why she's still there. I'm really hoping that's the case. I really think that's the case. Because I feel like if she really didn't think that was reciprocated, she would be gone. Or at least she would be complaining a lot more. So Dr. Jackie's just like, get that house in order. It's like, yeah, I know. So she goes and talks with her husband. He says, look, I just didn't want to go. And he made some excuse about the fact that he's a doctor. He doesn't want to be checked out by another doctor. It's just one of those weird things. And she said, I don't really care how you feel. The thing is, you didn't care enough about how I felt. So here's what I'm going to do now. You know, there was some issues with the test. I was like, what? Like, I know I could possibly get someone else pregnant. So what are you talking about on my end? Like, what? I feel like that's how I took it. And of course, she was just joking around, saying that his count was low, even though it was actually really high. And he's just like, oh, okay. So it was a joke, good, because we're having a baby tonight. I'm like, oh, God, why does that gross me out between those two? I don't know why. Wasn't it funny when Dr. Simone's dog ran over to Cecil? That dog, so happy to see Cecil. Was like, oh, that's all blah, 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 blah. And here's the thing. She talks to him, and this is where we find out. The police informed her that they think they found his body and that he died. They don't know if it was of natural causes or not. All they do know is that it's been decomposing for a moment. So it's unrecognizable. And it was actually a couple of houses away from where they were doing their search. So she's really hoping that it was just of natural causes. I'm thinking, natural causes, oh, true. He could have, you know, had a heart attack, aneurysm. There's actually a lot of things that could have happened to him. We don't know yet. All we do know is Dr. Simone is very strong because she's keeping it together, and right now you can tell that her emotional wall is like this. And as soon as she finally really started to talk, because her husband was just like, you know, he was trying to console her. But then once I guess she felt that general support, that's when it all came out and she started to cry. It's like, look, I love you. Kids love you. We'll deal with everything else that that comes along with this. We have your back. You know that your father knows that you did everything for him. And so don't even think about that, because I know that's how you're thinking. I'm like, yeah, because remember, she was just like, you know, last thing I said to him was that she loves him. Or I think she said the last thing she wanted to say to... No, I think that's what she said. The last thing she always says to him, regardless of how they leave off, is that she loves him. So she has that type of closure, but just how it happened was really messed up. Dr. Jackie decides she's getting the house in the suburbs. They actually closed on it. They're moving in, and Dr. Jackie invites all the girls. When I say all the girls, minus Toya, minus Mariah, but everyone else was there. So Heavenly, even Janice, Quad, and Simone. Now, Dr. Jackie has a little bit of, it's not ADHD, it's not ADD, she's very, organized to the point, if this is 1 inch off, then we're going to have a problem type of person. Symmetrical, that. So she has these glasses that are curved, and you know the ladies had a field day with that. It's like, oh, so you like things curved. To the left. To the left. But with that being said, why did Janice and Dr. Heavenly have this look of, we are scared of this woman? She is crazy. You know people who have those type of issues of it has to be symmetrical and it has to be this, has to be that. They're usually the crazy ones. They're usually the crazy ones. And the ladies have a temporary ceasefire. Dr. Heavenly and Janice are cool. Quad, of course Quad is cool with Dr. Heavenly because of the fact that Lisa Nicole wasn't there. So since Lisa Nicole wasn't there, it's like, oh, how's our best friend doing? Not my best friend. Not my best friend either. With that being said, Dr. Simone wasn't in the mood. You could tell she was really trying. She was really trying because Quad has been assigned the task of, I'm going to throw Toya her birthday party. Did she really want to? Yeah, because Quad loves doing that stuff. But Toya put in Quad's hands because she knew she wasn't going to have a party if she didn't put it in someone else's hand. Oh, all of you are invited. All of you invited, everyone. And I did that so that we could go and get this thing actually paid for. So I'm going to split up the duties. But before we get to that, Laia needs to talk to my girl Simone. Simone sits her down and tells her, well, she doesn't even have to tell her that her father died, because Quad was like, oh, I can't do bad news right now. I can't do bad news. And at first I was thinking, Quad, you just need to give her moment. But you have to remember that Quad lost her father like less than a year ago at that time. So Quad was really, really praying that Simone would find her father, because at least that could like help her heal a little bit, because Quad clearly hasn't given herself any time to just go and deal with the fact that her father died unexpectedly. So that's when Dr. Jackie notices, why are they going to the bathroom? They look a little disheveled. That's when Dr. Simone's just like, well, you know, yeah, they found my father's body, or what appears to be my father's body. They only know because his ID was on him, and this is what it is. And that's the attitude that she had, because really, what else could she say? She's still just in shock. She wanted closure of some kind, and so she's pretty much gotten that, but she hasn't had time to really let it sink in that her father is gone. Dr. Jackie had this look of, oh my God, like her heart was breaking, and I was like, oh, I can't deal with the crying, especially women crying. And when I say that, I don't mean like in a rude, like a-hole type of way. I mean like a, Lord, when other people crying makes you feel bad, and I'm usually happy, head in the clouds type of person, even though stressing over every little thing, but still head in the clouds at the same time. Not stressing, think about every little thing, and someone's crying, like brings you back to reality, like, oh gosh, life is hard, it's just too much. But Dr. Heavenly explains to Janice, because Janice is Toya's friend, but she doesn't know the full details of what's going on, because not even Toya really knows. Actually, she does. But Dr. Heavenly's like, look, Dr. Simone was trying to find her father. Her father was actually missing. So it's like, what? Exactly. It's just one of those things. And again, this is where you see Quad really break down, because Quad hasn't had time to mourn the death of her father properly. And Dr. Simone realizes that Quad was really hoping that they'd find her father, Dr. Simone's father, so that at least someone could have a happy ending. Jackie at least knew that her dad was slowly dying, and it was a matter of time. They just didn't know when. Anyway, it's the day of Toya's birthday party, and everyone's slowly showing up. Everyone brought stuff to prepare, and it was going to be a prom theme, and it was a prom theme. It was really nice. Everyone's prom technically correlated around similar time, so they had pictures of all the different ladies. I'm like, wow, some of them look very similar, and that's not a diss or in a bad way. Some of them look similar. Some of them I will never recognize. Like, I was like, oh, that is Quad. That is Quad. Oh, okay. What? Mariah was stood up at her junior prom, and I'm not laughing at that. I'm like, Mariah? Of all people? I honestly feel like she would be someone that wouldn't be stood up at her junior prom. Toya's getting ready. Dr. Jackie, she's on call. Dr. Simone was there with her husband, and it was a great distraction, so I'm glad that she had that. Everyone actually looked, they looked nice. They looked like they were having fun, which was very important. Now, why did that, I didn't know they still had those type of older looking limousines. The one that Toya was in. I'm like, that looks like a 1990s, or no, not 2000, a 1990 something a Mercedes, which of course the value's still there, so it doesn't matter. But I was like, how are some of the people that came and they're not the main event were riding in something nicer? But anyway, I get it. It was a theme, so that's why they did that. It makes sense now, because I was like, hold on. But it was funny. It's like Mariah and Toya kind of back together, and Carrie was there as well. Carrie was there in the limousine, Everyone's there taking pictures. They're having a good time. They're having fun. There's this awkwardness between Mariah and Dr. Simone. And so we'll talk about that a little bit later because it does get worse. It's like, oh, how are you? How are you? Oh, so you're friends with Lisa now. Oh, so you're still friends with Quad. I call these ladies, please. Why was Toya up on stage and instigating people? It's like, all right, you talk, you talk. Mariah's just like, we know this is a special milestone. You're getting older. It's like, oh, what are you talking about? Why are you Toya was a little lit, so that's why I think all of them were a little lit. Because it looked like they spiked the punch. There was alcohol in everything and on everything. Even Carrie's just like, Lord, you are another year older. You've reached a great milestone. And was it? Why did Mariah was like, look, why are you mad at Carrie? She's been around for decades. Mariah was cracking me up. Was cracking me up. This entire episode. I'm like, Mariah, stop it. Stop it. Going at her husband is like, Lord Jesus, I didn't tell you to bring Michael Jackson back out. Why is Michael Jackson on the dance floor? Because at one point they had this impromptu Soul Train line of sorts, and it was cute enough. Toya was kind of nitpicking at Eugene because he got there late, and I'm thinking, he was there working because he has to support the household and a house that he doesn't even want to be in. You can't even afford to be. Anyway, but you're a little lit. It's your birthday party. We'll let you have it because it's your birthday party. Dr. Simone and Mariah have a conversation, and it doesn't go too well because of the fact that the history that they have. They both bring up the fact that they tried very hard to keep each other in the group. Dr. Simone said, you know, I defended you, which she did. She did. She tried to talk to women, but that was partially before and after she kind of ruined it for Mariah in a sense where it's just like, so we need to kick Mariah out of the group. You know, I do feel like Mariah was doing this and doing that. Toya sees that there's some foolery that's about to pop off, and you know Toya is messy. So she has to go over there. It's like, this is my party. If there's going to be any foolery, I'm either A, going to stop it, or 2, be a part of it. She goes over there to try and de-escalate the situation, but then they start talking about Quad and how, oh, it's because of the fact that you said I chose a side. No, I just wanted to show you that Quad had a point. It's like, yeah, that is choosing a side. But, it's like, no, it's not the way that you think. It's not the way you're saying. I was still your friend. It's like, no, because you wanted to kick me out of the group. I'm like, yeah, that was true. You did kind of go on a Mariah smear campaign for a moment, and then you caught yourself and realized, ooh, you were doing too much. But Quad comes in. It's like, hold on, did I hear my name? Did I hear my name? Dr. Hammond's like, oh, these women are getting loud. Let me come over here. And at one point, she even puts her arm around Quad to just be like, come on, girl, just chill out a little bit. But also in solidarity. And Mariah's like, this wasn't even about you. I'm thinking, yes, it was. Her name was brought up. They weren't talking about Quad bad-mouthing Quad. They were talking about their own relationships and how it pertained to Quad, per se. So Quad's just like, you know, I heard my name being spoken. It's like, Toya, you have me over here looking crazy. What happened? Look, all I know is that I heard your name. I heard your name being spoken. So that's all I heard. I'm not saying they were talking negatively about you. I'm just saying they were saying something in regards to you. I'm like, Toya, was all this even necessary? Illuminati. No, we ain't for that. But Mariah's just like, wait a minute, Quad. First off, that high school picture of yours, you were a very handsome man. Oh my, stop it, Mariah. Second, it was like, oh, so you're done with me? You were done with me? Because Quad's just like, I'm done with you. I'm thinking, so leave. Even I was thinking that. I'm like, so leave. That's what it actually means. You know that, right? And I know you know that. So why are you're this mad that, I'm like, damn, are these ladies a little lit? And that's why this escalated so much. Because Mariah said, excuse me, if you have a problem with me and you don't want to deal with me anymore, this is how it goes. You exit stage left. You exit stage left. And what you're doing is, oh, I have a problem with you. Oh, but I'm done with you. I don't want to talk about you. But I won't talk to you. But I'm still here. I'm still here. But even though I don't want to talk to you or about you, like, what's going on here? What's going on? Look, I'm so happy this comes on Fridays because this show is actually drama-filled. Lives is a little draining. I just realized that. So with it coming on at 8 on Fridays, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, and it helps do a lead-in for the Houston one. But I don't watch that, and I don't know anyone that watches that except for Ashley Miller. Aside from her, I don't know anyone else who watches this. So I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to record it. It's vanilla compared to what we used to. We used to chocolate. We used to chocolate, and they're giving us vanilla over there in Houston.